think I'm going second there.
God damn it. New sleeves.
Yeah.
Whoa. You okay?
Yes and no.
That's not a good idea. Don't do that.
Well, I'm not trying to. These are expensive cards. I don't want to do that.
Mono red.
Your right foot.
Do you want me to help you get them?
I could get it. I think I could figure it out. Because I want to make sure that they're not upside down. Because that's one thing that really annoys me. Is everything being upside down or downside up.
One Belvin's veto main deck, only counter spell.
Some of them are
I roll.
instantly valuable.
Yeah.
Chandra is like 25 a piece right now.
Yeah, and the foil is $49.99, but I'm still going to try to get it though. But right now my goal is to focus on getting Liliana the Last Hopes.
Oh god, yeah.
I just finished my playset of Thoughtseizes.
I've only ever had one Liliana Last Hope.
I've had a playset of them, but I traded 2 of them away for Smuggler's Coppers. And then when Smuggler's Coppers got banned, I was really pissed.
Yeah.
Because, no, actually I traded 1 away. Brought me down to 3. And then I ended up selling them because I didn't think there was such a thing as Pioneer or Frontier.
Well, Frontier never really hit off.
No, it did not. Because it wasn't supported by Wizards.
No.
Whereas this is supported by Wizards.
To fair you my win.
I really wish they'd put the M13 in as well as the rest of it. That would have given us Lightning Bolt and Goblin Grenade.
I don't think they want us to have Lightning Bolt. I think what they started with the rares first started having a little hologram at the bottom. I think that's what they went with.
No.
They didn't, no, because...
That was Dragons of Tarkir.
You're right.
Or Khans of Tarkir. Tarkir block.
Yep.
Will you be on the player's drop?
I mean, there's none on the floor, right?
I don't see any.
There should be 60 here then.
Hey, when we draw our hand holes, I know.
Yeah, they're new sleeves, so that's why I just got out of hand. They're really quick. I think I didn't double sleeve them yet.
3 inverters and 4 lights.
Mono red versus mono red. Lovely.
I will keep. Although it's not smart, but I
I
will
figure
keep.
you were on a black deck, and if you were on a red deck, I might consider that. Because I could be like, turn 4 inverter, turn 5 inverter, and I can have an army of 6s.
Right. Mountains, say go.
And then 3
A
turns I might draw.
mono red deck and you're passing on the first turn.
Mm-hmm. You've done it before too.
Well, yeah.
Alright.
Usually on
More,
bad hand.
more times than I'd like to count, but
Don't judge me.
I have to keep
Go.
I swing for 2, gain 2, this triggers after combat damage. I know. Yes.
Eidolon, your buddy.
Yeah.
Say go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright. Ready?
I don't care. Kill the buddy.
That is not at all. What the heck are you doing? God, I should have
I'm
kept
at 19. I'm assuming you're going to attack or.
In a second, yeah.
Ground Catacomb. I'll kill your
Bowman.
beast, and I'll pass it over.
Swinging for 2.
17.
So here's what I'm gonna do. That's not what I'm gonna do. That's my
Alright.
+2/+2 in
Okay.
game. Slide until end of turn.
I was
Gain 2,
not expecting
causing this to trigger.
Pass. And we're Garrison.
Really?
Whenever he attacks, put 2+1 or 2/1/1 red human creature token onto the battlefield tapped and attacking.
So I swing
Really?
for
It's the only card I can take anyway, so.
Interesting choice.
This is one of the original builds when Pioneer was first announced. It was by Jeremy Killer Germ Lichtenberg or something like that. If he's watching this, sorry if I butchered your name.
He butchered it. He butchered it.
Not intentionally, but happens.
find the
Full
8.
score.
Yep.
I know.
Kill the
Yeah.
I'm not that bad.
swing in for 3.
Stop killing my stuff!
Seagull. Oh, yeah.
I too can play this Soul Scar game. Ping myself for 1 to 13.
Yep.
Probably reach her.
Sure it is.
Go ahead.
Aspect is devotion.
Hate those Eidolons.
That's
If I was to run them, they'd screw me over too. So
Well, it's the cost of playing them.
I'm gonna have Unfortunately, it doesn't work against me this time.
Nope.
Alright.
Yeah.
I know this guy. I haven't seen him in a while. Gets haste at the beginning. Okay. Yeah. That's true.
Swing effectively swinging for 7. 2-2.
So here I am deciding to block or not block because I'm trying to win on the crackback if possible. I don't obviously have my opponent down to a unfair or really low life total. I was hoping to play Torbjorn myself since I also run that card. But we'll see what happens in these next moments. Constantly moving those, but draw.
Let me kill you.
All day sorting cards.
Let me kill you.
Keep it.
I too will play a Torbjorn that will not be affected.
Okay.
I see your Torbjorn and I raise you a Torbjorn. Ha! Have at the opponent.
Crazy.
Combat.
Kill it now.
2.
I'm not crazy. I'm just mentally
I won't block,
impaired.
but it'll be 4, so I'm down to 14.
I think the best line here for me is actually just hold the fort down and keep my blockers back and not even send any attacks until it is clear to do so.
Every time I play green spell, he gets one, and if the power's still greater than his, he gets another one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So when it enters play,
Yeah.
it gets a counter.
Should've known that
Sack
was
this, deal 4 damage to you.
Play, put a counter.
Now, normally, Ramanop Ruins only deals 2 damage, but because of the wording on Torbjorn, it deals twice that, so or plus 2, so it deals 4 damage in this instant because it says red permanents
Oh, yeah.
you control.
So, yeah.
And then
Torbjorn's will trade.
they all die. Everything dies.
Everything but
except-
my bowman.
But your bowman.
Just want to gain life.
Okay. Which actually gets another card under it.
And then you, what did you cast? Anyways?
I didn't.
Oh, you
Cracked
did
mine.
Ramanop, yeah.
Yeah. Say go. So that puts you at 1. Put you at 1.
I need to
Pass.
shuffle that was on the bottom.
Kill you?
Well, I guess I'm not a control player that can stabilize
Love
at
that
1.
card. I pick on
Thank
Dominic
goodness
with
for
this
Sunscorched Desert, right?
I'm thinking golf.
Dead to a land.
So it would be 4. So 4.
one. No, Sunscorched Desert.
I've lost to mono red once in my life. And
Uh,
against you.
Well.
Then seven.
No, because I did beat you with mono red. Because you lost when I played the Sunscorched Desert.
No, I lost to someone else.
Go ahead.
Rising populace. I spent for 2 years.
In response to Rising Cop,
See, folks, this is
Isn't that right?
how you should not behave to other people and acting like you're better than everybody just because you haven't lost a certain matchup. So be humble. Rubbing it in people's faces or making people feel bad is definitely not the way to go. So keep that in mind, guys. So again, I have no hatred towards that person. He's a pretty cool dude, but there's times when he says stuff that is not real nice and doesn't feel good. Not that I'm a saint myself, but I have been working on myself to not, make people feel bad. I actually do my best to try to help others improve in the game of Magic. I do make suggestions. I've actually helped people that play limited or sealed for their first time ever. So if I beat them, I ask them if it's okay if I could help them with their deck to help them optimize. And when I do, they actually end up winning the rest of the night.
Mill you for 2 again?
And I'm not saying that because I'm the greatest player in the world or something. I'm just saying I like to help people.
in response,
Maybe no, I have my own inverter.
He's going. We'll see if I
Yeah.
see him.
this for me.
Joke's on me.
Yeah, give me
I do apologize for the extensive time in between the sideboarding. I do edit all my videos on my phone, so doing a time lapse is not real possible. And I am going to eventually learn how to start editing on my computer, because my goal will be to start streaming these games on Twitch and then doing the editing on my computer to upload them to YouTube. So there's that, and thank you for bearing with me and being here while we get this going. I'll be on play.
Why not? Worked for me.
Make sure there's 16 here. If you didn't have that Sunscorched Desert, I was going to make a comeback. Nothing happens.
Not necessarily, because I had a burn spell in hand.
When he died, I forgot I triggered your bolt. I should have killed your guy. I was like,
Well then, never mind then.
It was either I play the Sunscorched Desert or I play the burn spell.
oh well.
Alright, perfect. We have 60. So that's all I was doing that for, just to make sure I have 60 cards. Yeah, I'll keep.
Same here.
Land. Go ahead.
Draw. Lava Runner.
And the turn slash them?
Yep.
Lands. Go ahead. When red starts not playing spells, it usually means because they have removal and they're looking to respond to pretty much everything you play out.
Sure.
So that's something you should take into consideration when playing against burn decks. 19.
Okay. Second main.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
Light.
Sure.
This doesn't really matter. Mountain and an Arclight. Sigil.
Alright. End the turn slash.
Yep. Sucks about that Arclight.
Another one.
Bone Crusher Giant.
Yep.
Pass.
Graveyard deck.
He's a combo deck.
That's technically still graveyard.
Make that emblem once to fairy.
They're just not as much as
Pyromancer, you take 2.
17.
Bolt the Bone Crusher.
Trigger, deal 2 to you.
Yep.
18.
18 versus 17, correct?
Leyline.
Yep.
I want you to play against him right now.
Sigil.
He's kind of getting rid of each ley line and like hoping to play
Put
that
all
stuff.
the fire on that small. Alright, the red one's looking good. The green one.
Go to 16.
Green one. Yep, banned, I think.
Yeah. Band.
Torbrin.
Yeah.
Pass.
White wouldn't be terrible. Not CC or anything.
Red is good when it targets something that pings in. But the ley line is the boy, obviously.
Blue Leyline, is it?
It's,
They reprint
Flash.
Anticipation, they
I
reprint.
pass.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play that.
And then
On your end stuff. Take 3 times.
I'm actually going to say go.
End of the world.
3 lands. Oh
Glory
yeah.
Bringer. Combat.
Wild slash Glory Bringer. Stomp Glory Bringer.
Sure.
Hit you for
2.
Yep.
4. 14. Pass.
Go ahead.
Embrace. How about my Torbran?
Sure.
Swing for 4.
12.
There you go.
Bye to your Torbran.
Yep.
Animate. Swing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. Down to 8.
Go ahead.
Mountain. Ox. Discard my hand.
Mhm.
Draw 3.
250.
It's untapped. And I'll say go.
Go ahead.
So here I'm trying to decide what course of action I'm trying to take. I'm also trying to see how to deal with the board state while not losing my board state at the same time. So, as you see in this play, I was checking my mana, making sure I had the right amount of mana to do both things, and obviously I wanted to avoid taking any additional damage from the Eidolon because it would have dealt 4 damage to me because Torbran's on the battlefield. So I decided to cast the Bone Crusher Giant and then the Eidolon afterwards to preserve my life, obviously.
Come on.
Today, Junior?
You did exit. That's what I meant.
I'm not gonna lie, I think you play like this is like, in this meta, in the storm meta, like he was red guy.
Best way to
got
play this.
Screwed, you got screwed. John, that's. These would be walking distance away.
You're all done?
This was $2.
Yep. No cards in hand.
I have one watch.
How much do I have?
Don't really have much choice. Stomp the Eidolon. Take 4.
If you take 4,
Down to 4.
Whatever the hell it was. Is it? What's called something?
Bolt the Bone Crusher.
you're dead.
But I was really funny because someone
Oh shit, that's right.
all of a sudden
No one ever uses that ability.
No one ever pays attention and then it causes stupid things. Yeah, so if you want to reconsider.
Yeah. Means my only other action would be to play a Bone Crusher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on. Sorry, bud.
Swinging for 6.
I lost, go 2.
Go to 6.
Okay.
Dude, my first loss in Pioneer since I've been on blue white is to you, and you don't even like go 3-0.
6. Second main.
Yeah.
Light.
Yep.
Urban Desert. I played a land this turn. Sigil. Now that's lethal regardless.
Yeah.
Alright.
He realized the writing on the wall because I had a Ramunap Ruins and enough mana to activate it while I had a Torbjorn on the battlefield while he was at 4 life. And thereby making Ramunap Ruins a much better card than it was before. Absolutely loving it now.
He's just smiling, going.
Yeah.
The only reason he beat me because I couldn't get any land.
Yeah, that's how it beats God. I mean,
That's why he beat him. No lands. I think it's a curse.
I had him down to 1 and 5.
Planes, pass.
I ran out of
I'm not gonna swing.
ability to play anything.
That's my break.
Ridiculous.
Playing draft.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get it. Charlie might swing for 1.
Message cabs to let her know if whether or not it'll fire. I've got no hopes, but
Yeah.
you never know.
Never know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I bring that in. I'd like to, but I don't see why. Yeah, I don't know. I'd punish, but we'll see.
I think the Rise of Serpents actually 33 or something. I'll go first.
No problem. I've been writing it down because I've noticed in the videos that those get bumped by accident.
That's why I usually write them down. This is interesting. I think I can try this.
I can keep this.
Okay. Lava Runner.
Mountain slash the Lava Runner
Thought so.
and say go.
That's why I play the Lava Runner. Lava Runner, go. Yeah.
And go.
Chain Whirler. You take 1.
You are correct. Which doesn't help me much, but
Sigil.
thanks for the tower.
Eidolon.
Yep.
Say go.
Arclight. Swing for 6.
No blocks. 13.
Yep. There. Sigil.
Thank you.
My hero.
Here, I'm trying to decide what is the most optimal play, and I was thinking about trying to animate Mutavault, but then I realized I had to tap it for mana to cast Chandra. I also had a Hazoret, the Fervent, in hand, which is really hard for Mono Red to deal with, and I was trying to see what's the quickest way I could empty out my hand, so that way when I play the Hazoret, it would have a way to block and or attack. Now I'm trying to decide, do I deal with his board state or do I preserve my Chandra as long as I can? So this was a very tough decision for me. Deal 4 to that.
Oh, yeah.
Pass.
Probably smart.
Oh, that doesn't. Oh, in graveyard.
I think I'll just wild slash the island, so I take 2. 18. Bomat.
Mm-hmm.
Bomat at Chandra, Chain Whirler at you.
Command the direct board.
10. Say go.
Can I play land and then type?
No, that gets exiled. The lands are
Lands.
I'm awake.
So my thought process here was, what can I do to prevent the damage, and would I possibly be dead on the next turn? There was thoughts of just playing my land out and leaving Mutavault back as a blocker, and there was thoughts of putting Hazard onto the battlefield as quick as I could. Obviously, we'll see the play that I make in just a bit, but I did have to ponder this over a bit.
Cards in hand.
2, so I can't block.
Yeah. Gotta risk it. Torben.
Yep.
Combat.
6. 4.
Yep. Say go.
So here I'm trying to decide about doing an ambush, and what that means is that I was going to play a land out, have 2 cards in hand, wait for my opponent to declare attackers, then lightning strike the Goblin Chain Whirler, animate the Mutavault, block the Bomat Courier, and that way I would have 1 card in hand, and I could use Hazard to block the Torbran, and thereby getting rid of all of his creatures, barring that there's no burn spell off the top of their library.
Uno.
Go.
Finish him!
Bolt shoot for game.
Good game.
I couldn't play the Torben. I so.